Welcome, one and all, to the newest episode of Ready, Set, Rewatch, where today we're going to be talking about another Tron movie, the newest Tron movie, Tron Ares. I'm Skylar, and here's my best bud, Daniel.
Hello.
I don't, I don't know if we still fight for the users, do we?
Uh, hmm. Depends on who the user is at this point, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I think the theme of this movie is still to fight for the users.
The theme of this movie is it's basically with great power comes great responsibility.
I think, yeah, maybe the theme is don't fight for the wrong users.
Yeah. Make sure that you're double checking who your user is before you
Yeah.
fight for them.
Yeah, but we'll get into all that. Do we want to talk about our surface level thoughts? We just saw this movie together. We held hands and we went to the theater.
True.
We skipped in. We watched it today, the day of recording,
Yeah.
which is
It's like 2 weeks from when it's gonna be posted, but yeah.
2 weeks from when it's going to be posted. Also, like 2 weeks from when it came out. Like we missed it. I think 1 week. We missed it
Yeah, it came out recently.
upon its initial week of release. So if they were really banking on the Ready Set Replay money to keep them afloat, this franchise, we're sorry we let you down.
Oops.
But we had our reasons.
I apologize, Trent Reznor.
I do apologize to Trent Atticus. You deserve my support. But yeah, what do you think? What do you think of Tron Ares?
I don't actually know what the consensus is on like whether or
Okay.
not it's a good movie. But what I'm gonna say is I actually quite enjoy this movie. I think this is pretty okay. I don't think it's
Yeah,
like great. It's not fucking groundbreaking. It
no.
again, it's got a lot of problems like all of these have
Mhm.
had. But weirdly, I think it might have less problems than some of the other ones,
Right.
depending on like where your taste is.
Maybe. Yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah.
so yeah, man. I think if you liked Tron or Legacy, you'll probably like this one.
And we'll get into it. This is going to be a full spoiler review. We're just going to go through it. So if you haven't seen Tron Ares, well, you're probably not going to, right? Like
Yeah, I mean,
theoretically,
at this point,
if you're listening to this, then you either seen it already or decided you don't care. Well, if you don't care, you're not clicking on this.
oh,
Or
unless
if
you
you don't
unless you
care
like
and you
us,
did click on this, then what's going on? What's up with that?
hey, welcome
We need
in.
to
We saved you a
we need
seat
to
by
take
the
a
fire. Um,
okay. Yeah, we
yeah,
have a fire.
it might be tough, honestly, for people to go and watch this at the point that this is going to be uploaded because we saw it a week afterwards, and
Yep.
there's already only like what 4 showtimes in a day. Like you sent me the
Yeah, well,
screenshot, and it was like there were like 2
yeah.
showtimes for the big screen, and then like another 4 or 5 for the other screens.
Worth mentioning, I excluded all the 3D ones
Oh,
because I
okay.
wasn't about to do that or pay for it.
Yeah, absolutely not. I wouldn't have done that either.
So the consensus on this movie right now from the people who have in fact seen it is pretty middling.
Okay.
A lot of what I've seen people say is like, this is fine. I don't know why it exists now. And part of that comes from, we've already talked about in our previous Tron discussions, is that, people like Tron, but like maybe I don't know, 5% of moviegoers actually watched it. Like the first Tron wasn't a commercial success, the movie itself, but like its merchandise was. And then Legacy, no one really saw Legacy either. And like I think even if you take out all the controversial casting or whatever else, we probably already expected this movie not really to make money. I mean, I did, anyways.
Yeah, but it's from what I remember seeing, like its budget's not like crazy high, is it? It's not
Its
like a
budget,
Avengers movie or anything.
no, 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 but it is 180 million.
How does that stack
And
up to
as
like
of
most movies?
all right, let's compare. Let's compare it to a smaller Marvel movie. Let's compare it to. I'm going to use Shang-Chi.
Sure, okay. That's
That
probably about the same, I would say.
it had a couple stars in it, but not like massive like triple S tier listers. It had a lot of visual effects,
That didn't look
um,
good.
and it was an IP that they were taking, I guess, a kind of risk on because it's lesser known. It's not Iron Man. It's not Captain America. It's Shang-Chi. So yeah, the budget. Oh, good. I love it when they do this. The budget was somewhere between 150 million and 200 million.
Okay. So
That
like
was Shang-Chi.
probably pretty much the same then.
And then yeah, Tron Ares budget was reported as 180 million. Yeah, so somewhere in there.
Right.
It has, as of now, not made that money back.
No, I don't imagine it will.
So here in the States domestically, it's made about 54 million. Worldwide, international, other countries, it's made around 48.5 million. So right now we're sitting at just under 103 million dollars.
Yeah.
So it's not 180, and you know how it is with stuff like this where you kind of double the budget, and that's like your advertising. And this was advertised.
Yeah, pretty decently.
It's not quite there. This will be deemed a flop, I'm afraid. But actually watching the movie, I didn't hate this. I didn't go in thinking I was going to hate this. I was like,
No.
it's Tron, we'll see what happens. We all know, yes, Jared Leto is the main character of this movie. No one has liked Jared Leto in a movie for a long time. Since he won that Oscar, which he's good in that movie, I will say that.
Okay.
I have seen the movie he has won an Oscar for. It's a genuinely good performance. He has it in him, but he's also a weirdo creep, allegedly.
Well,
You know,
I don't think it's alleged that he's a creep, but there are allegations.
yeah, I haven't seen it firsthand, but I do believe it. Should he have been cast as the lead in this? Probably not. And not even just because he's a creep, but because I think he's proven that he can't carry a big blockbuster movie.
No. And there's a lot of people who one of the major reasons why they cared less about this movie is because he is the main guy. So it might actually hurt the movie financially to some extent.
We have friends who really like Tron Legacy, and they're like, we won't see that because we hate Jared Leto. Like,
yeah.
Across the board, like as an actor, as a person, we're gonna skip this one. So that's a bit of a problem.
For sure, it's not helping them. I will say though, I don't even think he's the worst guy in this movie.
No,
I think there are multiple actors who put in a worse performance than him in this movie.
Yeah, I'm not gonna give Jared Leto props by any means.
He's not great, no.
But I think they made the best of what they had with him as their lead actor. He's very dry.
Extremely.
He's very one note, but he's also basically playing a robot.
Yeah.
To a degree that throughout the movie I kept wondering, because there's multiple people, and we'll get into it more in the plot, but people that act very robotic. And then I kept picturing like the very not robotic, very animated, very chewing the scenery people from not just Legacy, but even Tron.
I don't know who in original Tron I would say like is chewing.
Mostly the bad guys are.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. No one's chewing the scenery in the original Tron, but you have characters that are like plucky. You know what I mean?
Yeah, sure. But nobody.
Ram was plucky.
Yeah, nobody's Castor Pollux or even like Quora.
Oh,
but
yes.
But
all like the drones are bad guys, and to be fair, they are supposed to be bad guys. Like Tron Ares. That's his full name. That's his full government. He is red at the start of the movie and in all the trailers.
Right.
But we'll get more into that
because
we talk about the actual plot.
Is Red evil or is it just Dillinger? You know what I mean? Like, is that their branding?
Yeah, like it's not necessarily we are not red because we are evil.
Right.
Or no. We are not evil because we are red. We are red because we are evil. One of those.
The opposite. I don't think it like it's possible that they're red because that's like the way that the code from Dillinger is, because in Tron 1 and this all the bad guys are from Dillinger. In Legacy that becomes a little shakier.
The universe has not dictated that you are red because you're evil. It's just that company makes everything red.
Right.
But that is true in Tron. I guess it was orange in Legacy.
Yeah,
But in
I think
Tron
there were.
Legacy, everybody was. There was a character that did a face turn and they changed color,
Yeah.
which does happen here as well. Spoilers.
Just saying. Just saying.
But that's also like he literally does change some like software.
He
So
has he runs an update.
yeah. So I don't know if that counts. I got some bullet points to talk about the development of this movie before
Mhm.
we jump into the meat and potatoes of it. So, development for a sequel to Tron Legacy was actually originally announced all the way back in October of 2010, 2
Golly.
months before Legacy even came out.
So that one didn't happen then.
No, that happens a lot
Yeah,
where
I'm sure.
you'll see an announcement of like Maze Runner 2 is happening. It's like, did Maze Runner 1 come out yet?
Hmm.
No, I don't know. That's an odd example, but it's the one I chose.
Sure.
There was supposedly a finished script all the way like closer to that time for what they were then calling Tron, but the O was a 3, Trithrian. Do you
That's
remember how the working title for Legacy was originally Trituan? Well, they were gonna
oh,
go with Trithrian.
I don't even think that's the letter that I would change to a 3. Unless the 3, maybe it's just the bottom part of the 3, right? And then like the top part is it doesn't matter. They didn't do
I
it.
don't know.
It would have looked stupid.
So that version of Tron 3 was allegedly canceled due to the box office failure of 2015's Tomorrowland. I guess
Golly.
I don't know if that's a case of we took a chance on this new kind of IP thing that and it didn't make any money and people didn't like it,
Okay, but that's
or if it's
already
or if it was a case of that was supposed to make the money to pay for Truthrian and it didn't, so we don't know what to do now.
That's possible, but like that's already 5 years later. You know what I mean? Like I feel like if they were
Yes.
really serious about making it, it would have already been in development before
Yeah,
then.
the history of this movie getting made is filled with people saying like, "We promise it. We're still thinking about it." You would think George R. R. Martin was writing this movie. Talks of a sequel never fully died, and the first report of a new Tron movie, it was reported starring Jared Leto, actually came out in 2017, and they were calling it then a soft reboot, which I guess it
It kind of
is.
is that, yeah.
Yeah,
Everyone has kind of been that.
years went by and various directors and writers kind of played hot potato with the project until 2023 where it landed in the hands of the director who actually made it, who has a very Norwegian name that I didn't look up how to say. I think it's Joachim Roning.
Sure.
Joachim Roning. I no disrespect to the man, I'm just bad at saying names. Um, Previously for Disney, at least, he had made the fifth Pirates of the Caribbean movie and the second Maleficent movie.
I saw that Pirates movie. I thought it was like kind of okay, I guess.
That one was whatever.
Yeah.
Hey, there's a running thing with his Disney movies, I guess. I don't know about Maleficent. I didn't see that, but at the end of that Pirates movie, they like tease a return of a villain,
Oh, do they
and
really?
then
I
and
don't
then and
remember
then they
that.
canceled the series, and then here there's a little teaser at the end for something, and we are not getting a fourth one of these. At least not for the next 25 years.
Yeah, not for a minute.
Filming of this movie took place in Vancouver and was postponed due to the infamous 2023 SAG-AFTRA strikes. So it got pushed back even further.
Bro, this movie can't catch a break.
No, it really can't. We finally came out in 2025 to, as said, middling reviews. And Rotten Tomato, we're looking at a 53% critics. That is a green splat. But an 86% audience,
Oh,
which is
hey.
a fresh bucket of popcorn. It's not spilled over. It's not all messy.
That's
So yeah, I guess people it kind of averages right to about what we're saying. It's like, is it a good movie? Maybe
Probably
not,
not.
but it's also not a
Yeah.
bad movie.
It's
It's not like
fun.
we did not have a bad time in the theater.
No, not at all. And there was a kid next to us who was vibing
Man,
for like the first half of the movie.
so the selling point that I think is getting more than a fair handful of people in the theaters to experience this on a big screen. Obviously, the visuals, but the soundtrack, as everyone knows, is by Trent Reznor, Atticus Ross, Nine Inch Nails. And not only did they go hard in the paint for the soundtrack, there was a kid, he was sitting like 8 seats down from us. His dad went up to like go to the bathroom, and the second his dad left, this kid basically just started full break dancing in the movie theater.
Dude was going for it.
He was just grooving. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah. And I mean, the soundtrack is really good.
It is really good. I did mention, like, as soon as it ended, when we kind of just like, oh, the music's good, I was like, I think there's points at the very beginning where it seems almost disjointed from the movie itself. Like, it doesn't fit. Once we get into, like, grid stuff and, like, they're on, I think it was all copacetic with me. It was good.
Okay.
Just, like, right when we started, I was like, I don't know. It felt at first like a Nine Inch Nails album that had been written and then they just slapped it on a movie instead of they made the music for the movie.
Yeah. I can see that. The only thing I noticed was there was one scene where there's a transition between two songs that's like really clunky, where it's like it's like this really peaceful music, and then all of a sudden it switches to like a harder song, but like nothing in the scene is really justified it switching in that way. So I was like, I don't know, man.
Yeah.
But that was the only thing I noticed. Otherwise, I was just like, yeah, hell yeah, man.
It was good music for sure.
Yeah.
But now I think we can go in depth about what happens in this movie and if we liked the stuff that happened in the movie.
Right. So you want me to start with the plot then?
Yeah, let's dig into it.
Okay. So exactly the same as Tron Legacy, this movie opens up with a cool ass wireframe of the Disney castle, but this one is red and like sharp. It looks more dangerous than the blue one we saw in the previous movie.
Thought it looked cool.
It looks really good, and the music is kicking in, and I'm like, nice. Here we go.
Yeah.
This is going to be a movie. And then we immediately get an exposition dump because we have to explain why almost nobody from the previous movie exists anymore. So in the exposition dump, we learn that Kevin Flynn never came back. He is, I guess, still presumed dead. Sam Flynn...
I guess, like, we as the audience, we're supposed to presume he's dead, right? Because he sacrificed himself in Legacy?
Yeah, that's unclear to me. I kind of still think he's alive.
At the time, when we discussed it, we were both like, he became God.
Yeah.
He became Flynn the White. And
Right.
he did.
He did.
Well, spoilers, he did. But, yeah, I mean, I think narratively we're supposed to be like, he is dead, he's gone. But is he? He's not.
Right. Sam Flynn, who his entire plot, like his entire character arc for the last movie was deciding to take over NCOM. He has then left NCOM, presumably to gallivant around the country with Quora.
Yeah, I guess, why be a CEO of some bullshit tech company that your dad started when you can get on a motorcycle and like drive through South America with your hot digital pixie girlfriend?
Right. Well, because imagine this, right? You bring your hot AI Lucy Lou bot to the real world, and then you're like, welcome to the real world. I'm going to do accounting.
No.
Like, nah. She probably was like, can I go somewhere? And he's like, yes, but I'm going to. NCOM was then taken over by, or given to, I assume that there was that Sam probably chose who took over after him because they're good people. But was taken over by sisters Tess and Eve Kim, but then Tess died of cancer.
Yeah.
Also, Dillinger's descendant, I think grandson of the original one.
Yeah.
Julian Dillinger has opened his own company called either Dillinger Solutions or Dillinger Systems. It was called different things and different things that I saw online. So whichever one I went with Solutions because that one sounded better. I
Yeah,
don't know, man. It's one of them.
and at this point, we know the actors playing these characters. Eve Kim is played by Greta Lee, who is probably most known in the States for Past Lives from 2023. It's a really good movie. And Evan Peters is in a lot of stuff, so people should know who he is.
Right. Evan Peters is really good in this, I would say. Maybe not like amazing or anything, but like he's putting in a performance. Greta Lee is not. I think, she is one of two people who I would say definitively put in a worse performance than Jared Leto in this.
Yes, so it took me a second to vibe with her as well in this. I do really like her in other movies I've seen her in,
Mm.
and here I was thinking maybe it was like the dialogue, because so much of the early dialogue is like a combination of like vague expository things. You're like, oh, Greta Lee, I sure do bet you miss your sister, right? But she was cool, and this was her place.
Right.
Like that was the dialogue.
And now she's
And then,
dead.
so yeah, I think it took a second for me to really vibe with how anybody talked.
I
But
agree.
by the time we get to the middle of the movie, I think she was fine. She's not super duper in there. I do really like her, but she wasn't great.
For me, I think I agree to some extent. I think the beginning is very exposition heavy, but I think she actually, for me, gets worse. I think the last couple of scenes, she's really bad in. And it's literally just line delivery, like the way that she says things. I'm like, was that the first take and we didn't do a second? Were we running out of money already or something?
Maybe.
Um, but also, Dillinger Solutions and Encom are in a space race to take control of the grid and bring digital things to the real world.
Yeah, which is a weird thing to want to do, but that's what we're doing. So I mean, let's go for it.
Yeah.
I think to me the weirdest part about that is how we kind of gloss over that we have this magic laser 3D printing infinite technology that we could just build anything within 30 seconds.
Yeah.
And that's not, people see this happening as we, the audience, are seeing it happen for the first time, and they're just like, that's neat. What else you got?
Yeah, basically. So then at Dillinger HQ or whatever, or no, sorry. In the Dillinger grid, Ares is being constituted for the first time. He's being built up. And then he is immediately murdered. And
Yeah.
this happens over and over and over again with him getting a little bit better every time. So he's kind of doing like the Doomsday thing, like DC Comics Doomsday.
Yeah.
As he's just being slowly trained into a super weapon. And as soon as he has one like really good fight scene, they bring him out and they're like, "Hey man, now you're Master Control. That's pretty cool, huh?" And he's like, "What? Okay."
And he's not really sure what that means.
Yeah.
And I don't think even us as the audience should be really sure what that means, because that's not what that means, right?
It could be, maybe. Because, like, remember at the end of Tron, there was that old man phase where that was, like, just a normal program. So, like, it's possible that Master Control is just like, this is a normal program, but in that case, he had turned himself into a big, giant spinning top. And in this case, he's Jared Leto.
But, I mean, that was also, like, the program that controlled the entire grid. And he's more or less, like, head of security, Ares is. So I don't really see how that title translates to him.
I think it's kind of the same thing, though, because in both cases, it's the guy that Dillinger is going to and being like, "Hey, I need this." But I think in the first Tron, his way of doing it was he absorbed a bunch of programs and then became the grid. And then in this case, he's like, "Okay, well, I'm just going to like fight stuff."
Fair enough. But I do think that gets muddied because Evan Peters is a big face.
It's possible, just like he has a big head.
Yeah, well, no, he does.
Oh, he does turn into a big face at one point.
Communes to Ares in the grid. It's shown as a big like Wizard of Oz head.
Yeah, which looks really cool,
like,
by the way.
It did look cool.
It's really good.
But it's very clearly supposed to be like
Yeah.
aping the imagery of MCP, but he's also like saying you're MCP.
Right. Well, maybe they
And to
learned.
be fair, he can't be MCP because he's a human. It's just I don't know.
Yeah. Well, to that, I would say two things. Is number one, maybe between the first one and the third one, the Dillingers have learned like maybe don't give him too much power because then he'll start calling you a little bitch boy and making fun of you or
Yeah,
whatever's happening.
that is true. That is true.
And secondly, I would say they probably don't have to worry about it too much with the audience because like no one fucking saw Tron.
No, you're right. You're right.
But we cut to the real world where Julian Dillinger is giving a presentation to some investors and generals about some stuff he can do, and one of them is a girl who I remember from Smallville. Yeah, the like girl who's dressed up pretty. She's in Smallville.
Yeah.
She's a girl who's like in a coma, and she keeps sucking Clark into her nightmare, and she's like running and screaming and getting chased by this like red guy in a cloak. And then I think it turns out that like the guy in the cloak is supposed to be her uncle, who's drugging her to keep her unconscious or something.
Oh my goodness.
I don't remember that episode super well, but I remember her face.
Catherine Isabel is the name of that actress. And oh wait, I was looking at the wrong thing.
Oh.
Yeah, Smallville.
Got her. Nailed it.
Episode Stormy Petrol?
That shouldn't be. I don't think that's a. All Smallville titles are one word.
Wait, I read the wrong line.
Except
I read
Absolute Justice or whatever.
I read an episode of a different show. Smallville. She played Sarah Conway in the episode Slumber.
That makes sense.
That's what you were saying.
That's correct. So at this presentation, they 3D print a car, which they call a tank, but we see it a couple of times, and it never looks like a tank to me. It just looks like an APC.
It does build like a light like bulldozer type grill, but that's still not a tank.
So I don't know, man. And inside the tank, there's also a 3D printed Ares now in the real world.
Right off the bat, I was like, so it 3D printed him in there?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. It has this kind of cool effect where it's got all this like the 3D printing like filament is built up around it, so it looks like just a big block at first, and then it breaks away. Like the headlights come on inside it and it falls away.
And it's all perfectly I guess we're not supposed to think about it too hard, and really don't. It doesn't matter. But like I guess it 3D prints like all the circuitry in a way that works and it charges itself, and it makes the lights, and it's I won't say fully painted because everything is just like black.
Right.
The color from the lights, but I don't know. It is cool. It's a cool looking thing.
It's neat. So the presentation is going well, but afterwards, Ares is admiring the rain because Blade Runner reference. And Gillian Anderson, who is Julian's mom, Elizabeth Dillinger, comes to mostly just like talk crap to him. She's like, hey man, keep your ambition in check. Maybe don't print a tank. Also, these ones are gonna die. And then Ares is like, he like also kind of talks trash to her. He's like, your son took over for you. You feel bad about that? And then like he dies.
They right off the bat established this weird relationship that's kind of like a little backstabby, where like he's taken over her job and clearly she doesn't like it, and he's like, aha, I'm king of the castle now.
Right.
Which doesn't really pan out to go anywhere other than she keeps saying what you're doing is bad.
Right.
And then it turns out what he was doing was bad. We knew from the start.
Right. Yeah. The big thing we learned from this scene is that they can bring stuff into the real world, but only for 29 minutes. After 29 minutes, everything just disintegrates. Now,
I guess we'll get into it as we go through different set pieces and spectacles. Do you think that 29 minutes in a screenwriting perspective was not enough time? Because there's many times throughout the movie where they're like, we have to go chase this person across town. It's like, well, it's going to take you 30 minutes just to get there.
Yeah, that's going to take a lot of time. Maybe, but I feel like, I don't know. It's probably fine. Like, it is an amount of time where you go like, yeah, you're going to take, like there's one of the first times that they do it, they're like up on a ledge and they have to drive down into the city to get to one of the buildings, and you're like, yeah, you're not going to get there in time.
No.
But I don't know. It didn't bother me too much. But I was definitely, you're right. I was definitely like, that's not going to be enough time. Maybe it should have been like 49 minutes or an hour. Or
I'm
something.
saying nitpick stuff because that's just fun to do.
Maybe like
I don't
59.
care.
Yeah.
I do have the ability to let that go.
It is, yeah, it is a weirdly small number. Genuinely, it probably should have just been 59 and been like, oh, we've never broken the 1 hour mark. But then, like, yeah.
There is a point, and this is at the end of the movie. We'll get to it when we get to it, but it's also in the trailer, so I'll just kind of bring it up now to prove my example. My point, I should say.
Uh-huh.
There's a part at the end where you see a big old recognizer, and it's floating towards the city menacingly. And I'm like, that's not going to get here within 29 minutes.
That's going to take a minute, yeah. Yeah, for sure. I mean, it gets to move in a straight line, I guess. So that's something. But yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. Either way, so Julian and Eve are in a race to find this permanence code that will let things exist in the real world for more than 29 minutes. And I guess they can't invent it themselves for some reason. So they're both trying to find it by digging through Flynn's old shit.
They're not smart enough.
Yeah. And to that end, Eve is now somewhere in a snowy mountain in a shitty little shack that her sister Tess used before she died to, I think, mostly just like get away from people and think about stuff.
In the plot synopsis that says that this was in Alaska. Did the movie ever tell us that?
If it did, I didn't see it.
Yeah, I didn't either.
But the breakdown of the sisters is that like Tess was in charge of the important part of the company, and then Eve was just doing like the video game side of it.
Yeah.
And then I guess when Tess died, Eve took over the whole thing. So now she's got like all this extra responsibility thrown on her. And so she is now hiding in this shack in the middle of, I guess, Alaska, where there is very little else in it other than an old computer that I supposedly used to be Kevin Flynn's, and a microwave that her assistant Seth is doing nothing but eating breakfast burritos out of.
See, this is one of the things I was talking about the dialogue feeling weird to me, because he's like, he has to really let us know that he's going to be our comic relief for a minute.
Right.
And he's like, I found a microwave. I can make breakfast burritos. And then the next time we see him, he's making a breakfast burrito. And he's like, I made my breakfast burrito. I'm like, dude, fuck off.
But it's also the next time we see him, it's 3 months later. And he's like, this is my 90th breakfast burrito. And everyone's like, whoa. That's funny. Crazy. And he's like also sitting in a Hello Kitty like racerback chair that I think is supposed to have been Tess's at some point, which is weird, but whatever.
Environmental storytelling.
Yeah, but it doesn't really matter because after these 3 months and 95 breakfast burritos or whatever, Eve has finally found the permanence code, and she's like, it's in 2 strands, and then she pulls it up and it's a double helix, which I guess is supposed to mean that it's like somehow related to the ISOs or something. I don't know, because that was when they looked at their code, it was like a double helix. I remember that.
I mean, well, another thing, once we start questioning the permanence code, you do have to question like, well, yeah, so I guess Cora has that because she's an ISO.
She's not a program. She's just a life form.
Yeah. And then we know Flynn had, I guess, the permanence code, or we're retconning it to, that's what we're calling it now, because that's what Clue wanted from his disc so that they could escape the grid.
They did.
Their whole thing was like, we're going to send an army to the thing. So I guess it
must have been that was something that was on his code. Yeah. Or on his disc. Yeah. I mean, it makes sense, I guess. Either way, so they start celebrating a bunch, and then they go outside and they print an orange tree in the snow. And this is where I think we really get to see the difference in the companies, not just in like their methodology, obviously, because one of them is printing an orange tree to try and like solve world hunger or something. And the other one is printing Jared Leto and a tank. But which one's more threatening? I'll let you decide. But also
an orange tree that grows Jared Leto's.
Oh my goodness. So also when they build the orange tree, it doesn't have any of the like filamenty stuff. It just prints a tree, just like grows it out of the ground basically. Right. And that got me thinking like, okay, so the Dillinger code is just worse. Like they're just worse at what they do. And then you start thinking about it and you're like, okay, so when we see the Dillinger grid, it looks almost exactly the same as the grid from Legacy, but it's red and it's like sharper and spikier. And I'm like, so they stole it. Like they stole their tech from NCOM around that time. Probably Cillian Murphy's character.
Well, yeah,
and then they tried to fix it up, but they were bad at it. And so now instead of having everything be this like sleek, smooth surfaces, everything, now it's this like rough, jagged shit because they're writing rough and jagged code because they're bad at their jobs.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Whereas now they're printing this tree, which is way more complicated. You have to assume than any of the tanks and shit that they're printing. Well, maybe the people are more complicated, but you know. We don't know what their biology looks like.
A tree doesn't fire lasers.
Sure, but it's like a million leaves, and then at one point, like later, they're going to eat one of the oranges. And it's like, okay, this is pretty good. They did a good job on that one. I don't know. I just thought it was like a cool little like visual thing of being like, look, this is a clearer definition of like, these people do the thing and they do it right, and it's clean and it's good and it's perfect. And then the other ones are like, and they leave a big fucking mess everywhere they go.
That's a very good point. It's a very good point.
But we see then Eve's, I guess, second in command, AJ, going into...
Oh, Todd Howard.
Todd Howard, yeah, going into an event where they're launching a new Space Paranoids game, and they're just mostly like complaining that Eve isn't there. And Julian, elsewhere, is hacking into the NCOM system because he knows that Eve is also looking for the permanence code, and so he wants to find out if she's found it, I guess, or like he's, I guess, not looking for it. He's waiting for her to find it so he can take it from her, because he's bad and can't write code, like his dad, who also stole video games, or grandfather,
his grandpa.
Yeah,
we don't know if Cillian Murphy was bad at writing code.
Well, he only worked there for 5 seconds, as far as we know. So
yeah, and they kept releasing software updates that didn't change anything.
Oh, so he's just a son of a bitch.
Yeah, all the Dillingers suck.
They just all suck. And as he's hacking the system, we see this as Ares and a team of goobers, which includes, we'll come to learn, Athena and Caius, who is Cameron Monaghan.
Yeah, you know what? I didn't even register that in the moment. Only just now looking up the cast, I was like, Cameron Monaghan's in this movie?
I did because I saw his big dumb toaster head. I was like,
I registered. I'm not going to pretend to understand what you mean by that.
It's a big square head. The man is built like sexy Frankenstein.
I saw his big dumb toaster head, as you put it, but I did not register it at the moment as being Cal Kestis or one or possibly two Jokers. I don't know. I didn't watch that show.
It was two, unfortunately. But they climb up a big old wall, and they open a hole in a force field, and they kill some guys, and then Ares walks into like a data waterfall of sorts. I don't know. And while he's in there, he starts like seeing files, but he's seeing them as if he's experiencing them a little bit. So he's like seeing just like chunks of Tessa's life, or not Tess, Eve's life, because he's trying to get, the reason that they're going in there is they're trying to find her personnel file so that they can, I guess, figure out where she is and what she's doing. So he's just like looking up things about her, and I think he sees that she like drives a bike. And then I don't know if it's here or in like one scene from now where he's doing the same thing again. But he also sees her singing happy birthday to Tess in the hospital for what is presumably her last birthday party.
Yeah.
Which is pretty sad. But, and while all this is happening, the NCOM IT team, which confirmed they just always hire schlubs, are like running around and trying really hard to stop the hack, which then results in, as soon as Ares gets out of the waterfall, 5,000 NCOM programs come running up the stairs at them, and apparently just like really suck ass. If there's one thing that Dillinger Co. can program, it's fighting, because they've got like 5 guys and they take out easily over 100 NCOM programs. Yeah.
And they didn't even have to.
Didn't have to. Could have just left.
Yeah, well, they could have just died.
Could have just died, which is what happens. But anyway, basically, they've gotten the file. It says downloaded. They start running to leave. Caius, Cameron Monaghan's character, like loses a leg or something, and Athena's like, leave him, he's dysfunctional or some shit. And then Ares is already making the like switch to being a good guy, I guess, because of what he saw in the files, maybe, or because of Rain. I don't know. Maybe he was always a good guy,
or because of Depeche Mode.
He doesn't know about Depeche Mode yet. We don't know that. We don't know for sure
No,
that
I
he knows
think
about Depeche Mode yet.
it might be implied that he's always known about Depeche Mode.
We'll get there. But so yeah, so Athena's like, we gotta leave him. Also, Athena's she's awful. Oh my god, I don't know who plays Athena. I don't know this woman. She could be good elsewhere. She is the worst actor in this movie, and that's saying something. When you're next to Jared Leto and you look like the most wooden person I've ever met in my life, dear God, she's so bad.
Well, she's a robot too.
Yeah, but like, ugh. She can't even run good. I mean, we'll get there, but she can't even run like an actor.
It feels weird to credit her now when you're saying how bad she was. The actress's name is Jodie Turner-Smith, and she's not in a lot of things that I have seen. She's been in the few films. Well, no, I won't include that. I was going to say she was in another movie this year that I didn't see, Big Bold Beautiful Journey, but she plays the voice of the GPS, I guess.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if that's a big role. Maybe it is.
You would assume not. Yeah, but maybe.
But she is in one thing that I've seen, and I'm too embarrassed to say what it was.
Well, what was it? Now you have to.
It was The Acolyte.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sure. Was she good in it? Because she's not here.
She's a space witch.
Okay.
I don't know. Was anything good in that? Was anything bad in that? Do I remember that?
Good point.
I don't know.
Points all around. Either way, so Ares like runs back to try and help Caius, but it doesn't really matter because. And I should say, while this is all happening, that video game presentation is going on, and there's one decent bit where AJ's like going to get up on the stage, and he's like, "Cowboy time." He puts on a cowboy hat, and his assistant is just like, "No," and just immediately takes it off. And I almost wonder if that was the writers. They were like, "This is going to be a funny joke," and then it's like, "No, take that shit off. Don't put that joke in."
They were, man. That's. The cowboy hat is just a big takeaway from this movie for me, and I don't know why. It's going to be a bit that I remember, and I don't. Who's the actress that plays the assistant? Because that's basically the only thing she does in the movie.
Yeah, she like shows up at the end, and it is implied to be helping like Hack or whatever, but I don't even know her name. I know the guy who plays AJ is a comedian. I don't know if he's a good comedian, but I remember seeing his face.
That's Hassan Minhaj. And that's all I have about him.
Okay.
I don't know.
I know he's a comedian.
The actress who played the assistant, her name is Sarah Dishardins. Man, there's some fucking names in this. Just go ahead and cut out like anytime I names. Say their name is this. No, the assistant was also in, I guess, Riverdale. And more people probably care about Yellow Jackets.
Unfortunately, I have not yet watched Yellow Jackets, but have watched the first season of Riverdale, so I might have seen her in that.
No, it says recurring role season 4.
Nope, didn't see it.
Season 5. You didn't get that far.
That's by that point. There's like witches and stuff. I don't know, man.
Oh yeah.
But anyway, so as all the Dillinger goons are like running away and we're trying to save Caius, Julian, for seemingly no discernible reason, because he's already got the file, decides to nuke the server that they're in, which ruins the video game presentation. And they also mention at one point, like, is going to cost them a lot of money, or like maybe people don't feel secure because the server got exploded, but like also it doesn't matter. Like, it doesn't come up again. The
second the big board starts to flicker, some security guys run up and like grab the guy. What's his name?
AJ.
They grab AJ like they're the Secret Service. They're like, we got to get you out of here. I was like, what? Is it that serious?
Maybe in this world. In this world where hacking is everything, maybe. They might have thought Ares was going to come walking out the TV screen behind him and stab him. We then cut to Eve and Seth, who are on a jet, and they receive a call from AJ, who calls to basically tell Eve that everything is bad, but she doesn't really care because she's like, hey man, I found the permanence code. We're actually going to make all the money in the world. We're set, dude. We're good.
Yeah, she doesn't give a shit about video games at all.
It doesn't seem to really care much. And probably won't care about it by the end of this movie. Probably won't want to play a Space Paranoid game ever again after having met Space Paranoid.
Fair, honestly.
But in the Dillinger grid, Ares is reconstructed after having been exploded. And he starts talking to Dillinger, who is a big spooky face made out of the window, as I wrote in my notes.
Mm-hmm.
And Dillinger asks him to start going through the personnel file so that he can figure out where she is and what she's doing. And Ares is like, hey, why didn't you reconstitute Caius? And he's like, well, because he was dysfunctional and sucked.
That dude sucked.
But like,
he lost a leg.
All I did was lose a leg. You can just build that shit back. Like, is he just like getting? I don't know, man. When the way you created these programs was by having them fight, just like put Caius back in the fight chamber until he's better at fighting. You know what I mean?
So,
that makes sense.
Dillinger is falling for the ultimate trap that the World Wrestling Entertainment falls for all the time. He refuses to build new stars.
Right.
He's like, why do I need that guy? He lost a leg and he was shit. When I have you, Jared Leto, you're the coolest, and I taught you how to fight like 6 times, and you know how to fight better than anybody.
You're the good fighter.
You're the best fighter I have. I don't need anyone to fight better than you. Why would I?
Why would I ever need somebody who could fight as good or better than you? You would never turn against me, Tron Ares.
And then he calls him a piece of shit.
He does.
Like,
He's also
you dumbass.
He kind of does threaten him. He's like, we deleted him because he's a useless program, like we do with all useless programs.
And he's like, do you understand, Ares?
Do you understand?
And Ares is like, I guess.
There's also a bit that may or may not be before this where Athena asks Ares what he saw in the real world, and he's like, oh, I saw rain. It was so close I could almost feel it. And she's like, what the hell? What is feel? I don't know. I think it is kind of a good line. I think it's weird that like it is so similar to the Teardrops in the Rain Blade Runner thing, but like whatever, man. Whatever.
You know, Jared Leto was also in Blade Runner.
Was he actually? Oh, the new one. Yeah.
The new one.
Yeah. So Ares goes through all the files. He sees a bunch more stuff, and maybe this is where he sees the death of Tess or whatever. But he ends up figuring out where she was, and then he gets like satellite footage of the orange tree, and then can see that it's been there for more than 29 minutes, and is like, oh my god, she found it. We got to go get the permanence code. So Dillinger tells him that he has to go retrieve the code from Eve, and he 3D prints him and Athena and 2 light cycles into the world to go and track her down the second her airplane lands, which fortunately she has decided to also ride her cool ass motorcycle because she's a Tron protagonist.
Yeah, you have to have them.
You have to do that. You cannot drive a car or, God forbid, a helicopter.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
But Seth
the
is
building
like,
totally has a helipad, right?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Wait, that building does have. We saw it
in the
at
previous
the end of
movie.
Tron.
Yeah. But basically, this is just an excuse to have a cool light bike chase. This is where you would have seen from the trailer, they at one point cut a cop car in half, and it does look really good. I really like the effects on the light like trails that come behind most of the vehicles in this world. It does raise a lot of questions of like, how long do they last, and how do they destroy them, or like do they wear off over time? Can you break them? There's a lot of questions, and I'm just gonna not worry about it.
I was mostly thinking about because they're like weaving through so much traffic, leaving behind like the light wall, and like we get an overhead shot of them like going like city blocks, and they're just like turning and weaving through. I'm like, this is gonna make so much gridlock.
Yeah, there's gonna be a real problem until these things get destroyed.
Yeah.
But eventually Eve is able to split up Ares and Athena by making Ares do an Akira slide, of course, because motorcycle. It's necessary.
I noted when we watched it, I was like, they did the Akira bike slide.
If you have a movie and there's a motorcycle, just assume someone's going to do the Akira slide.
It's fine. It's a action movie trope at this point. It's allowed, honestly. I suppose, especially in science fiction.
Yeah. So Eve lures Athena into a parking garage, and she lures her up to the top of one of those like spirally bits that you go up to get to the different levels.
Yeah, Batman jumped off of one time.
Well, and in this instance, as soon as Athena gets to the top, Eve launches her motorcycle, hits Athena square in the head with it, and knocks her off the railing all the way down to the first floor, which I feel should have killed her.
I did laugh when that happened.
It was funny.
Yeah.
It's not as funny as what comes immediately after, but it's funny.
Yeah.
Because she's like, oh, good, I got her. And then she looks down and she's moved, and you see her running up the thing, and she's got the shittiest run I don't know this actress, and I hope she's good in other stuff. But she's not even moving fast. She's basically walking, but just pumping her arms real hard.
Now I don't
She's
know.
covering zero ground.
I don't know if this says more about you or me. I didn't take note of her run at all. I didn't register it, and I don't think I personally didn't find her as bad as you're saying. I believe you. Like you're allowed. You're entitled to that. I was just like it didn't. It's not a thought that occurred to me. But I'm just saying that says so because I hate you and you're wrong and
Makes sense.
let's fight
Yeah.
and then
Cool. Let's do it.
we'll see who the
But
comments side with. I guess. Yeah.
it's just really funny because she's running up this thing, and so Eve is like trying because her bike's now fucked because she's thrown it basically down 7 flights of cement.
Yeah. Yeah.
So she's trying to pick up the light cycle that Athena was on, but it's like really heavy, and she has to like it looks like kind of hack it to turn it to like work for her or something. I don't know. And the whole time she's doing it, Athena's doing this just dog shit, like really stompy run. You just see her underneath just go by, and it's just like tunk 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 tunk. Like I think they wanted it to be like a Terminator thing, but it is not.
Yeah.
It is. It is not. It's really funny, but of course she gets away just before Athena grabs her, and now she has a light cycle of her own. She is immediately then seen by Ares, who comes just absolutely tear-assing after her. They drive around for a long time until they eventually. There's one like decent gag where he has to stop on a dime to avoid killing a child. So
and the little baby like smiles at him.
she's like, "Hi, wow." But then they end up going into, I don't know, like a paper factory or something, and they both crash and end up launching out of their light bikes.
They crash in a way that I had almost a visceral reaction of like, oh my god, Gretel Lee's gonna die.
She's dead. She has died.
Like she does like a flip over a thing and like lands in like a dumpster.
Yeah. Yeah, because they've crashed through like a bunch of, it looks like bales, like when you used to work at like Target or something, and you had to bail up all the boxes. It looks like that, but it's clearly paper because it explodes when they hit it instead of killing them. Regardless, she gets away and she runs out onto a dock that I guess is there, and she sees that Ares is still coming after her, and she obviously knows what he wants because she has, I think, rightly guessed that this is a Dillinger guy.
He's glowing in red. So yeah.
So she takes out the thumb drive that she's got the permanence code on. She breaks it in half and throws it into the water. And then Tron Ares comes up, and he's like, "Hey man, give me the stuff, man. We gotta go, bro." But he's also morbing out a little bit, like he's turning gray.
That's right. Yeah, he was morbing.
He's morbid just a little bit. So they're out of time. Him and Athena, who is caught up, but like on a different dock, both disintegrate and die. But unfortunately for our hero Eve, she is shot in the back, like all good Tron protagonists, by a particle laser that transports her into the Dillinger grid.
They turned the Tron suck you into the grid laser into a portable, weaponized like Gauss rifle thing.
Honestly,
just, like, shoot you with it and just send their ass to the grid. You know who would love that? Lex Luthor.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Or Rick Flag at now.
Right, Frank Castle. Right.
Frank Castle Sr., yeah.
So then we're in the Dillinger grid, and Ares is watching Eve digitize. And weirdly her clothes, like she gets new clothes when she comes in, and it looks kind of like the Garrett Hedlund Sam ones, but not quite. They're like gray and matte instead of shiny and black. And weirdly, she is completely unconscious until Ares grabs her data disk and sticks it on her back, which has not been the case in the past, and I'm not really sure why it's the case here.
Also not even the case later in this movie.
Yeah.
With a different character.
It's weird. It's weird. It's weird. I don't know, man. And also the data disk has like a picture of her face in the middle of it. You remember that?
There's a thing with data disks throughout this where they all look different. They had to have had some sort of, in a boardroom, they had the Kylo Ren discussion. They're like, how do we make Ares data disk cool and evil and different?
Right.
You're like, make it a triangle.
Make it a triangle. So Dillinger orders them to get the permanence code off of her. She says she doesn't have it, but then Ares is like, you've seen it and that's enough, which I guess makes sense because like we learned in the previous movie that it's all also like your data disk contains like all your memories and shit or whatever. But then also like, why not just take it off the data disk? Like, why do we got to disconnect? I don't know. I guess it doesn't matter.
We're gonna mind meld with her.
We're gonna mind meld with her. And then this is happening in a different room, I guess, because he's talking to the face, the Dillinger face. That's the window, the great and powerful Dillinger. Mm-hmm. And he's like, are you sure you want me to kill her? Like, you can't undo this. And then Dillinger starts being like, once upon a time there was a program, and it's so funny because he's just because he has to like type it because he's not talking directly to it. You don't. Well, it's confusing because he is typing, but then also he's like saying it out loud when they cut back to him. So I don't know, man.
Yeah,
but once upon a time, it's like you're talking to a program. Just tell it to do the thing you want. Like, it's not a person.
He's so mad at this program for questioning him. He furiously starts speed typing a copy pasta. Yeah. It is really like, it's funny enough that you're like, oh, that's silly. But then I look to my left and you just like start like miming super fast typing. And yeah, I lost it at that.
Just imagine him like he's responding to a mean tweet.
Yeah.
He's just like, well, fuck you, buddy. I got 25 confirmed kills.
You little shit. I'll have you know I have 25 confirmed kills. Yeah, exactly.
Oh my God. But so he goes into the other room where I guess Athena and Eve are, and he's like, all right, we're going to wait for a little while. We're going to, don't worry about it. And Athena is immediately suspicious. So she then goes in narcs. And so she goes and talks to Dillinger, and
one
I guess
room
finds
over
out.
too.
Yeah. Just like it's in the next room.
He goes into the room, and then he's like, I want to not be evil. And then nobody, like, the little pop-up, everyone disliked that.
Right.
And then she's like, are you being not evil in that room? And he's like, don't worry about it because I'm in charge. And she's like, all right. And like shoulder checks him.
Yeah.
And then she's like, don't mind me. I'm just going to go to the only room with a telephone. When it popped up, like, even Dillinger was surprised. It was like incoming call from Athena. And I was like, she has his number?
She has his number? We can just call that guy? Can you imagine if, like, she just gets a push notification on his phone?
I guess that's what it is.
It's like, what? I didn't even remember I had this app installed.
Yeah. Just like, I'm sitting here trying to do this podcast, and then Helldivers 2 calls me on Discord.
Right. He's like,
you going to play anytime soon? Like, I'm busy. What are you doing?
Join the fight. But yeah, basically, so there's no way to take it out without killing her. I don't know if I've said that. So he doesn't want to kill her. And he's trying to talk to her, and he's like, we only got a little bit. So he like knows that it's going to immediately go bad for him. But he's like, do you trust me? Or like, can I trust you? And then Athena, within like 1 second, comes back in, and he's like, shit, we didn't actually have time to talk about this, it turns out. So Athena and two goons start coming at him to delete both of them, I guess. And he does the another thing that happens in every Tron movie. He breaks the glass floor underneath them, and they both fall 1,000,000 feet into water. Or digital jazz.
It was cool, though.
Yeah.
I got to give this movie props for that. It was a cool bit. He doesn't even, like, do a ground pound. Like, that's what Sam Flynn did, right? He, like, smacked the ground, did a little cool slide, whatever. He just, like, turns on the desk and just drops it.
Yeah. He's like, well, I'll do it.
And it worked.
Yeah, and he's like holding on to Eve, so as they're falling, they're like trying to avoid a couple of things, which the two goons that also fall don't successfully do, and they die super hard.
Splattered.
And they hit the water, they get on he pulls out the like rod thing that I guess can just become whatever vehicle you need it to, and in this case it's a speedboat, and they start speeding off towards the beam of light that is the teleporter out. And they make a deal. He's like, hey, if I get you out of here, can you use the permanence code on me so that I can not live in this grid and also not die? And she's like, yeah, man, sounds great. So they escape. I mean, there's a whole chase. They get chased for a while, and there's a bunch of explosions, and there's a really good soundtrack going on. But the logline is they get out. And they escape into the real world where they are 3D printed into Dillinger's garage.
That's so funny. And then they just run away.
Yeah. Well, first Ares kicks like 3 dudes' asses, and we later see them wearing like slings for their broken collarbones or whatever.
They all have like bandages on their boo-boos.
Yeah. So he like kicks 3 guys' ass, and then Dillinger comes in and he starts like yelling at him, and Eve starts yelling back. And this a decently funny bit. Ares is like, "Hey, I got like 29 minutes to live. We gotta go.
We don't have time.
we gotta go." So they grab a slow ass van from I don't know where, and they start driving for a little while, and they're talking, and he's like, "This van is too slow, and also I need to find a way to get into the grid so I don't die." So she's like, "I need a phone and a faster car." So they stop at a gas station where she shows the guy behind the counter that she is a famous video game personality, and he's like, "Okay, like you could have just asked to borrow my phone, bro." And she calls Seth to take a particle laser to the office so that they can set it up and beam him into Flynn's old grid so that he can look for the permanence code inside that instead of dying.
This might be the spot where it's most unrealistic that this all gets done in 29 minutes. And again, it doesn't matter, right? I'm willing to let it go. But if you really want to be an asshole about it and nitpick it like I am now,
Right.
They escape from Dillinger in the slow van, stop at a gas station, rob a guy twice, drive really fast, albeit, but a really long way.
Because they do also steal his car.
They have to say, "You there, my friend, bring the particle beam to this point in exactly 15 minutes," and pray that he just does it.
He's a good assistant. That's what he does.
And then they get there. They get sass from the lady at the front door.
Right.
They have to take a slow-ass elevator all the way to the top and then fiddle with stuff. And at that point, once we're in the building, Ares is like basically counting down out loud.
Because they have 3 minutes left by the time they get to the office.
To let us, the audience, know that, no, we haven't run out of time. But just that whole point in traffic, and I know they're driving really fast.
He's driving so fast.
I kept thinking, I was like, the screenwriter's like, 29 minutes goes by a lot faster than you'd think.
Yeah, y'all could have just picked a different number and it would have been fine.
Yeah.
But also in there, while they're driving, Ares is having a whole conversation with Eve that is at 100 miles an hour. They're going really fast and swerving between cars, and it's crazy. Because the people inside the car don't seem to give a shit.
No, I thought it was funny that he was just doing it so casually. I wish that she was a little more nervous about it in that scene.
She's like holding on to the handle thing, but otherwise she doesn't. She's just having a conversation with the guy. And the conversation is a little awkward, but it's only because neither of these characters have any chemistry whatsoever with each other or the world, or are capable of delivering a line in a way that feels human. But basically the conversation is, you feel like you have to do this because your sister died and you have to finish her work, but you were going to quit afterwards. And also, I'm Tron Ares and I like the 80s and Depeche Mode.
Where does his original motivation for empathy come from?
Here's my thing. Here's my theory that is not said at any point in the movie. Because I think he's just always a good guy. Because we never see him be bad. Like, literally from second one, I think he's just a good guy. So I think as soon as he is like shown or like given the opportunity to have to do something evil, he chooses not to. So I think we see that like the thing that they're trying to do is find this permanence code, which is like a double helix, which the only other place we've seen it in coding in these movies is with the ISOs. So I think that they have somehow like they were trying to find the permanence code, but instead they found some other part when they were building him that made him slightly more human. And so it's literally just his morality makes him more human.
Maybe.
Or it could literally just be because the ISOs are just naturally occurring shit in the grid, right? It could literally just be we made a program and this one caught some of that that creation energy in the grid, and now he's like slightly more a person. Yeah, he also just has more personality than like Athena.
He has the ability to crack jokes.
Yeah.
Where Athena doesn't know what a feeling is.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
And he cares about the rain. He thinks it's cool. He likes little glowing bugs, little glow bugs, lightning bugs, whatever they're called.
Fireflies.
He likes little fireflies. You're gonna cut out the other part.
Nope.
And then he feels at least some degree of emotion watching the videos of her losing her sister, and then he like takes interest in like if she's gonna leave her job or not. He likes Depeche Mode. I think they're just in their grid and they have access to the internet, and he listened to Depeche Mode and that gave him feelings. I think that's what happened.
Could be. It could be. I feel like that also kind of tracks in his character design, because every other program has like really close cut hair, basically like very militaristic, and then he has like a longer beard, which is not allowed in the military anywhere.
Yes.
And his hair is like past his shoulders, probably just because Jared Leto didn't want to cut his hair for it. But you know,
maybe. So you think it's more of a standout from the military look than it is trying to project that this guy is some sort of Jesus? Because I saw a review of people being like, he's just a Tron Jesus.
We already had that,
is
though.
He?
Tron Jesus
Yeah,
was Sam.
I was like, is he?
We did that.
Because by going through this, and I saw that review before I saw the movie, right?
Sure.
So I kind of had that thought in my mind. I'm not really seeing any Jesus parallels here.
Thematically, no. Like visually, I guess I see that, but that's also just what Jared Leto looks like.
Yeah, that's just what maybe he thinks he is Jesus in real life. I don't know.
Entirely possible.
But
yeah, I don't know. I don't see the Jesus allegory here. I mean, we talked about it with Sam. Like Sam in Legacy has I mean, they literally call him like son of Flynn or something, which is literally like son of God.
Son of Flynn.
So like there's more there.
And as alluded to earlier, if there was ever any question that Flynn is just God,
just God. Give it about 5 minutes from where we are right now.
Wait until he walks into this movie wearing no shoes and a white robe.
Yeah. Okay, so they get to NCOM, where there's a joke that you already said, where the receptionist won't let them in for a second without their badges, even though like she clearly knows who Eve is.
Yeah, I don't know what her problem is.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know why she starts by giving shit to Eve instead of being like, and who's this like crazy digital soldier boy behind you?
Who's it? Is that Jared Leto?
Is that Jared Leto? I'm not letting him in. But anyway, they go up to her office, which is labeled as Flynn's office, but it isn't. And then I don't know. It was a weird. I don't know why that happened.
Yeah, so I guess that's Flynn's. We're led to believe that's Flynn's office when he worked there, maybe.
But
and
it
they,
can't
like,
be because
turned it into a museum or something.
But
they like have it walled off, and there's a sign that was like the Kevin Flynn's office.
Because when Kevin Flynn worked there,
nameplates, but
he got fired. And we also saw that when people worked there, they worked in cubicles. Well, so that's not his office at all.
But at the end of Tron, he did come back to like run the show, and then he just disappeared.
Yeah, but like he was gone for years and years and years. Even at that point,
we know his real office was in the basement of his arcade.
Right. Well, or it's that room with the cool L-shaped couch.
The loft in his arcade.
Yeah.
And then he moved the office to the basement.
Right.
Behind the secret cabinet. But yeah, he had to have office when he worked there too. And he just made it a lounge pad.
That's fair. But it's also like in the middle of a room. Like minimally they would have had to move stuff there. I don't know. It doesn't matter really, but I don't buy that it's his.
Jeff Bridges is the kind of guy that would put his office with glass walls in the center of the room, because anytime anyone needs to talk to him, they need to be able to find him, and he is like, I'm here because I am God.
I don't disagree with any part, except I don't think he would put the walls up. I think there'd be no glass, and people would be like, "Hey, Kevin," he'd be like, "Yeah, man, what's up?"
He would just ride a Segway around the room.
I also wrote Ares and Seth have some like kind of okay banter, and it's the only part of the movie where I'm like, you know what, this Seth guy's okay. It's the bit where I forget exactly what they say, but he's like, "I'm sorry, that's insensitive to your ancestors," when he's talking about like how shitty the old computer was.
Sure, I will say at the start of the movie when I said his dialogue was annoying and he kept talking about burritos, I was like, "Oh no, am I gonna hate this guy?"
Me too.
And then the movie, it didn't like win me around to liking the guy, but I just kind of stopped thinking about him. So we'll take that as a net positive.
I mean, he's not in a lot of it, to be fair.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, over at Dillinger HQ, Julian reprints Athena, and he gives her the order to go get Eve, bring her into the grid, and take the code at away from her at any cost. And then he names her as the new Master Control, and she gets a really cool flying jet suit thing, and she jets off to go kill Eve, I guess.
She becomes a dragoon.
She becomes a dragoon. It's really, it's genuinely really cool.
You just reminded me of something that I should have brought up when Ares and Eve escaped the Dillinger grid and they got 3D printed.
Mm-hmm.
Eve is a person.
Eve is a human being, yeah.
She got 3D printed.
Yeah.
I know that essentially it's the same thing as being digitized, right?
Like the previous movies.
Like it shouldn't be any weirder, but the fact that it's like lasers 3D printing and she has like the grid casing around
stuff.
her,
yeah,
it's just like weird. What material did they make this human body out of?
Do you think she's gonna like go to her doctor in a couple of years and they're gonna be like, hey, so real fast, why are you made of plastic?
You're not human.
Yeah, what happened here?
Because I don't know, something about just like the laser digitizing Flynn 1 or Flynn 2, depending on the movie. It's like I'm more willing to accept like the body being transferred into energy, I guess. Maybe because I saw it in Willy Wonka.
Yeah, true.
But what is she made out of now? What is she? She's a robot.
Yeah, I think she's just a plastic lady now. But anyway, so Athena then gets to Encom, and Ares has like 20 seconds left, and he sees her floating outside, waiting for him to derez so she can go in and do what she needs to do with Eve. And he's like, funny. Well, guess I'll die. And he jumps, he like takes off to jump out the window to tackle her, and I guess fight her for 10 seconds until he dies. But Eve saves him by blasting him into the grid with a laser, with a big cool laser.
Wasn't a great plan, but it was heroic, I suppose.
Yeah. So he's gone, and then Athena immediately crashes her dumbass into the building, and it genuinely seems like the crash kills her for like a minute.
It crashes in a way. It crashes in a sort of realistic way.
Yeah.
Where like it just kind of just stops. Eventually, it hits enough like wreckage in the way that she can't go through anymore. She's not carving through it like butter, and then it's just stuck, and she has to get out and fight. Mm-hmm. It's like I don't think she really expected that to happen.
Yeah. But she does eventually get back up, and she's got the particle laser that can beam people into the grid with her. But she gets juked by Seth for just long enough that she gets juked by him, and then she's like tearing the place up, and eventually the sprinklers like start going, and she's like, "Oh my god, rain, cool!" For exactly 1 second too long, so she dereses before she can kill or beam Eve into the grid.
Yeah, she's distracted by the feeling of the rain, and then just dies because she ran out of time. I don't know if that works for me. I think that's a little weird.
Yeah, well, because you have to imagine that like she would have had other feelings as she flew over here. Like, does wind exist in the grid? Like, did she have like wind? Like, I don't know, man. I don't know why specifically rain is such a thing in this movie. I think it makes sense for our guy, for Ares, because like he's already been showing signs of changing.
Yeah,
but like for her, it's a little bit like
she doesn't before and she doesn't after. At least not until the very end.
Yeah, it does seem like she's getting like maybe a little bit of humanity. So I almost wonder if at this point she's like, oh, this is that thing that guy was talking about. I wonder what this is. I don't know.
Experience the feeling.
Maybe humanity spreads through them like a virus. You ever think about that?
Could have just played Depeche Mode.
Should have just played Depeche Mode. Would have been a lot easier. She's got to find her Depeche Mode. It's going to be Skrillex.
30 Seconds to Mars.
30 Seconds. There cannot possibly be 30 Seconds to Mars. That's illegal.
I'm thinking maybe that Jared Leto might exist in this world, and they copied Ares off of him.
Ooh, it's possible.
Because it's an evil company.
So, more importantly, and here's the thing, when she blasted him into the grid, it was in fact the old grid, as in from the first Tron movie. And he lands in the original Tron grid, and honestly, it looks pretty good.
Oh, it looks amazing.
It looks real good.
It it looks exactly like the original effects, but cleaned up for modern time.
Mm-hmm.
It's really cool. You don't get bonus points for harping off of nostalgia
No,
anymore.
but I guess that's kind of what a legacy sequel is already.
That's absolutely what it is. But like, that's not. I'm just no longer here for that. You know.
Right. Yeah, that's fair.
But they did a very good job with it. It looked cool. Our little bit buddy came back.
Right. Good old Biddy. He shows up and he's like, Ares is like, "Oh, you're a bit. Can you help me?" And he goes, "Yes."
But I guess the part that I don't understand
Yeah.
is they keep saying like this is Flynn's server. This server has the Flynn grid on it.
Yeah.
And then we go there and it's Tron 1 style. What was Legacy then? Is that not the same place?
Well, I have no idea. I guess
Because
this is the grid that's inside NCOM.
they have
because
they have the same like door.
yeah.
He leaves the same way. So, but like they did say it was an old server. So is it because it's old technology that it's just we see it that way?
I think it's a little bit of both. I think so. I think this is just the old NCOM server. Because when they say it's like Flynn's old one, I think they call it that because probably the only one they have left is the one that's in Flynn's museum office. So that might be like the only computer left that accesses it. Because that's the one, like when he gets beamed into it in Tron 1, it's not at the arcade. It's at
it's at
the weird cube thing
yeah.
in the basement of NCOM.
What he beams out of this in the arcade is what confused me even more.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Maybe it's all connected. He connected it at some point. I don't fucking know.
So like I again, we're just delving into nitpicking territory, which I don't want to get hung up on, but it's like either it's the same place and we're seeing it old because he went in an old server and just that's what the technology, that's how it produces the grid there. Or when Flynn became grid god at the end of Legacy, he was just like, I like the 80s, man. I'm going to take it back to that aesthetic.
I could see that. I could see that being the case.
He took his shoes off and he brought his bit back.
I think there's a good shot that he just also had part of the old grid at his actual office. You know what I mean? Like he had that set up there for when he was making the new grid with Clue and Tron. And maybe that was just there. You know what I mean? So he had it. For all we know, there's another room in there that just has another different old computer that has a different laser that beamed the guy out of it. Like we don't know for sure it's the exact same computer that Sam went into.
I guess the point is, and if we get a comment that helps clear this up, that would be nice. Neither this movie nor Legacy does any job at all, or at least a good job of telling us that these two grids are different places.
Right.
Now, I get that Dillinger's grid is a different place.
Yes. I mean,
and then we even see like NCOM's modern grid. It's all light and sunny in there and happy.
I have to assume that is the same one from Legacy. It's just been updated a bunch. That's my assumption.
Okay.
Maybe. I think the reason that it looked skeezy in Legacy was because it had been taken over by bad people. And now it's all light and sunny because the Kim sisters
possibly
had
a genocide will turn the sun off.
It does. That's science.
Yeah.
So I think we're looking at 3 grids. I think there's the Dillinger one, there's the new NCOM one, and then there's the old NCOM one.
Okay.
But they don't make that clear. I just think that's...
They really don't.
Visually, I think you could tell them apart, but otherwise, yeah. But yeah, so he's greeted by our little friend Bit, who gives him a light cycle, a classic old light cycle. And then they jet off somewhere, and they even go through the same hole that got blasted in the original game.
Yep.
So
that's neat.
There we go.
That's cute.
Athena then reprints herself at Dillinger HQ and starts printing a recognizer and a bunch of goons with her. And Julian's like, hey man, I didn't tell you to do that. And she's like, yes, you did. You said at all costs. So I'm going to do that. And then his mom, Elizabeth, comes in and she's like, I've taken over the company and I'm shutting this whole thing down. You got to go. And she starts like doing a thing. And Athena just walks up and fully just stabs my girl, Jillian, right in the stomach.
Immediately goes for her triangle knife and just stabs her big time.
Yeah. Which sucks. And then she then moves straight on to threatening Julian Dillinger and being like, "Hey, I removed an obstacle. Are you an obstacle too?" Or she says like scanning for other obstacles, and he like hides away from her a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So she's flying off in a recognizer with some guys, and then back in the original grid, Ares meets. What I have to assume at this point is a program version of Flynn, because I think his physical body is dead. I don't think his physical body is a thing anymore.
Yeah, I
think he's a Tron Force Ghost.
Yeah, exactly. He has ascended. He's no longer a physical living Flynn. He is one with the grid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they talk for a while, and he basically he just kind of like, not intentionally, like he's not like trying to, but he ends up sort of proving his humanity of sorts to Flynn. And Flynn's like, "Righteous man, cool. You like Depeche Mode? Why do you like him?" "I don't know." "Well, that sounds very human. Here's the permanence code."
Right on, man.
Right on, man.
Yeah.
So he gives him it. He just literally kind of like drops it into his disc, and then the disc turns white, which is a cool effect. And then he's like, "All right, here's the portal out. Hold it above your head. Pose for the poster."
You got to hit the Tron pose. Got to hit the Tron pose.
I don't remember if it's here or if it's when he gets back to the main world, to the real world. But his suit also changes. It goes from red to white, and it gets some of those extra like little details on it, like from the original Tron that they had. You know,
I think it's when he comes out. Well, yeah, I don't know.
Either way,
we have only seen the movie once, and it was earlier today.
Yeah,
but at one point when he gets his new disc, he turns whitish blue, the same coloring from Legacy. So,
right. And as you said, he is brought back into the real world at Flynn's arcade, which is kind of cool because we get to see it, even though we don't see the inside of it. So, but hey, there it is. Eve, Seth, and AJ, and his assistant, whose name I forgot, but you said earlier, are at NCOM HQ, where they start. I'm going to call her Darcy. And Darcy are at NCOM HQ, where they start trying to hack into Dillinger for some reason. I think it's because they need to shut down the system to stop Athena from reprinting herself, but they don't like directly say that. The thing that is said that they're trying to do is like fix the laser, I think, so that they can get Ares out. I'm pretty sure they were supposed to be working on that.
That's what they were. Well, that's what one of them was supposed to be doing, and the other one was doing a hack thing to shut down the video game guy,
AJ.
Todd Howard. Cowboy Todd Howard was, I believe, instructed to shut down or nuke the Dillinger's server, and then someone else was also given the task of, we need to get Ares out because he's stuck. But Ares found a back door, so we don't have to worry about that, which is good because it seems that our guy that was given that task just gave up because he knew he couldn't.
Yeah, Seth maybe not be the best person for that job. But what he is good at is seeing a giant fuck off recognizer coming at them from across the bay. I say the bay because it kind of looked like San Francisco, even though it was Toronto. Eve is like, okay, well, they're after me. We gotta go. So she takes off running to like lure them away while everyone else keeps working on their individual hacking projects. So she runs out into the street and starts trying to lure the big recognizer away. And so we get like one shot of the video game that was going to be released, and the video game is like, it looks like a recognizer in a real city.
Right.
Can you imagine if like the next Halo game was coming out and then all of a sudden a real Covenant warship boofed into reality above like LA? You'd be like, is this a marketing stunt? What the fuck?
Yeah. That'd be a trip, man.
Because it's not like this is the most popular video game in this world. So we have to assume that this is on level in our world like Mario. So people see it and they know what it is.
They talk about space paranoids and Tron in this world the way the people from the future in Bill and Ted talk about the wild stallion saving the world. They're like, this is the most important thing that has ever happened and will ever happen.
Yeah. Dear God. But hey, we get a extended fight here coming into the end of the movie where the Recognizer sends out like 1 billion rockets that are tracking all over the city, and it looks kind of cool. They're all leaving individual little trails behind them, which I feel like at a certain point there's going to be too many, and it's going to make it hard for the Recognizer to get around.
Yeah, the Recognizer can't move at that point.
So
it's just kind of locked in place.
But they end up catching up to Eve and like making a circle around her so she can't get out. And then 2 of the like jet suit programs get into a fight with 2 F-13s, who we learned in the credits. The pilots of those F-13s are Trent Reznor and Alistair last name of
Atticus Ross. How dare you?
I'm sorry, Atticus Ross of Nine Inch Nails. So they made an appearance in the movie, kind of, probably just their voices.
It's just their voices. It's funny because you can't really clock that until you see it in the credits. But I did, as it was happening, I took note of the fact that they were very sure to show us that both of these fighter pilots escaped.
They both lived.
They both pulled the eject and got out of there.
And the last one, which I have to assume was Trent Reznor, takes down the Recognizer by using the plane as a missile.
You don't think Atticus Ross could have done it? You don't think that was him?
No.
Okay.
Trent D. Reznor. Think about that.
Ooh, that's why they hired him.
Anyway, the Recognizer sort of like crashes. It more like lands, but badly is what it looks like. It's not like a big fire explosion or anything. And then the leg opens up, and that tank from earlier comes out. Athena's now driving it.
Wow.
She goes and picks up Eve and throws her in there. And eventually we get to a point where Ares, now back in the real world and dressed in white, dressed in black but with white lights, throws his disc, breaks the truck or tank, whatever, and then. At this
point, was his disc super powered? Because it has God power. It was been touched by God. Because he only like pulled off 2 hits with the disc after he came back, and one completely floored a tank, and the other one, spoilers, just 1 hit killed our bad guy. Well, 1 hit stopped our guy.
Yeah. I'm gonna say yes. I think he's in Super Saiyan mode.
So maybe that's the Jesus part.
That's the Jesus part, just like a little bit. I don't know. I also feel like that. I don't know if that's Jesus. I think that's just like third act, not necessarily great writing.
Jesus could kill guys in 1 punch. He just chose not to.
Yeah, he turned the other cheek because he was like, "Ooh, baby, you don't want to see this cheek." Mm-hmm. That's my fighting cheek.
Then there's a fighting cheek.
Anyway, so Ares, whatever, shit happens, and then Ares has Eve, and they're like standing on one side of like an intersection, and on the other side is Athena and 2 goobers who have these like kind of cool sticks. We didn't talk about it earlier. They've had them the whole movie. But there's these 2. They've got like pole arms where the top is a light that makes the like trails. Mm-hmm. And there's are a couple cool little things they do in the fights where they like slide on those to like get around, they like make an X out of them and flip a guy into it so he gets cut in half.
There's a really cool bit where Jared Leto. I have to compliment Jared Leto now. He didn't do the choreography.
No, probably not.
Ares does. He makes like a little shape with it, and then like jump kick flips off of it.
Yeah.
He uses it to give himself a jump boost. I think that's neat.
Yeah, they do some cool stuff with it. But anyway, so he's fighting them, and I think he doesn't have his data disk. I think when he threw it, he didn't get it back when he took out the tank. So he tells Eve to run, and she's like, I don't want to go. And then she does. And he fights the 2 goons and kills them by taking one of their discs and then killing him. And then it's him versus Athena, but he's like, doesn't have his shit. So Eve throws him back his disc that she went and got and found. And he cuts, I think, like straight through her weapon and then cuts her arm off.
Did he cut her arm off?
Yeah. Like at the elbow.
Okay. In memory of whatever.
Cora?
No, I was gonna say Cameron Monaghan's character's name, but I don't know.
Caius.
Caius.
I only knew it because I looked him up afterwards because I was like,
in memory of Caius.
I know I'm going to talk about him, so I need to know his character's name.
Mm-hmm.
AJ, while this is happening, hacks into the Dillinger system and he drops a bomb getting revenge on Dillinger and shutting down their entire system, which means that now when Athena dereses, she will just die, at least until that server comes back on, and they can probably just remake her again. I don't see any reason why they couldn't. She's a program.
Well, there would have to be someone to turn it back on.
Well,
and...
So Ares and Eve talk for a minute. Okay. So first Athena dies, and it's a little bit sad because she actually like cries a little bit. She's like, oh.
You know, I really
she like turns human at the last second.
I really do like that Ares didn't kill. He had like the opportunity of final blow. That's not who he is. So instead, he just kind of holds her as her time runs up.
Mm-hmm. Because she doesn't even die from getting her arm cut off. She dies from she's run out of her 29 minutes.
Yeah.
There is a pretty cool, the visual of all of the drones and all the laser wires or whatever going away when the 29-minute mark hits. That's a cool visual. That's neat.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But
it's also unrealistic because they weren't all spawned at the same time.
I mean, who fucking knows? You know what I mean? Don't worry about it. Anyway, Ares and Eve talk for a minute, and she decides that she's not going to quit the company. And then Batman's away right as the cops show up, so he's missing. Who knows where he went?
Yes.
But later she gets a postcard from Ares that he wrote in, I think it was Morocco or some shit is what I wrote here in the notes. I don't know where that was supposed to be. But he's looking just like Jared Leto. He's just dressed like Jared Leto.
This whole movie was a Jared Leto origin story. This is his biography.
Yeah. So he's just driving like a shitty motorcycle because now he's a Tron protagonist, so he has to drive a motorcycle.
Yeah, you gotta have one.
He's got his hair all the way down to his mid back, and it's all curly and shit now. He's got a cool leather jacket. I bet he thought he was just the coolest guy in the world, and everyone was like, "Man, I hate this fucking guy."
He still thinks that.
He does.
Yeah.
I mean, look, I'll be honest with you. If all of those clothes were on a different guy in a different movie, he probably would look cool.
Yeah.
And I do look. Jared Leto, I think, ticks all. It's the weirdest thing. He ticks all of the boxes for like what would make a person attractive, and there's just something about his face where it just doesn't connect. It just disconnects all. It is less than the sum of its parts. You look at him and you're like, there's nothing behind those eyes.
I think it's because what's behind the face?
Yeah,
that's the problem. There's nothing aesthetically wrong with Jared Leto. Put that on my tombstone.
Yeah. He is probably an attractive guy. No, he is an attractive guy. I'll say that. I'll go on record.
But he's not an attractive person. How about that?
Yes.
He's an attractive guy. He's not an attractive person.
Oh, I'll shake hands on that one for sure.
He's not. He does not fight for the users.
But so basically, he's in Morocco for some reason, but he's looking for Quora because he's like, there's only 2 programs that can live in this world now, and I want to find the other one.
He needs to meet someone with shared life experience.
So
he needs to go kill Garrett Hedlund and marry Cora, I guess.
Yeah. Which, by the way, and I think this is crazy, but I want to make sure I'm not the one who's crazy. I was reading somebody talking about this online afterwards when I was like looking up the plot synopsis, and they seem to have thought that not the first picture where she's with Garrett Hedlund, but the second picture where she's by herself and it says like last scene, whatever. For some reason, this person, who I won't name, but they are an internet personality, thought that she had cancer in that picture, that she was wearing like hospital scrubs and her hair was balding.
What?
That was not true, correct?
I didn't get that at all from that.
She's just wearing blue and has her hair tied back. That's all it is. This person was convinced that she had cancer.
I need you to tell me who this was.
I will tell you off air.
Okay, yeah. In context of the movie, in context of this world, can ISOs get cancer?
No, because their DNA is supposedly the cure to cancer in the very weird, whatever digital jazz bullshit he was talking about.
Checkmate, internet person.
That's what I'm saying.
But digital jazz, man.
I don't know, man.
No, she was just. I'm pretty sure that's just like they emailed Olivia Wilde and said, we found this picture on your Instagram. Can we use this for the movie?
Yeah.
And she was like, I don't care. Give me $1 million.
Do I have to be in the movie with Jared Leto? No, you can have it for free.
I assume that's how these correspondences happen.
Yeah.
There's always an exchange of $1 million.
I haven't even seen her in anything recently. She might just be pleased to have some amount of royalties coming from these pictures.
She directed that movie that was a problem.
Oh,
The one where
the one with
the one where Chris Pine got spat on by Harry Styles.
well, that wasn't, but that was because
No, that's tied to the movie now. I know it wasn't in it, but it's tied to it forever.
but wasn't that the movie where what is her name? Shit.
Florence Pugh.
No, the other one.
No, Florence Pugh's in that. I promise.
Oh, then I'm thinking of a different thing. I'm thinking of Ryan Reynolds' wife, whose name I can't remember right now.
Blake Lively.
Yeah, I'm thinking of Blake Lively's like beef with that other guy.
Oh, the This Ends With Us saga.
I have no idea. This part of the beef, I don't know. I'll look into it if it ever becomes relevant to something we're doing for content, but I don't know what it is.
That's the. Hang on, I think I have something interesting to say, but it's going to take me a second to look it up to make sure.
Okay.
1 second. 1 second.
While this is happening, just imagine the credits are happening, because the only other thing we have to talk about is a mid-credit scene. So, hey, the credits are going right now. Look at that. Hey, Trent Reznor was in that F-13. Wasn't that kind of cool? Whoa.
I don't have anything interesting to say. I was wrong.
Okay, never mind. Well, here's the mid-credit scene then.
Another little cameo, I guess, that I didn't catch because who remembers what this guy looks like, to be honest? I'm sorry. Jared Leto's brother, Shannon Leto, had a cameo. It says at a pizza parlor. I don't even remember a pizza parlor, but it's during the ending fight part, I think.
Okay.
But Shannon Leto would be famous because he's the other co-founding member of 30 Seconds to Mars.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, I don't know what he looks like, but people who are like really into 30 Seconds to Mars probably would have recognized him. Like that time Jimmy Buffett was in Jurassic Park or whatever, whoever that was.
If you really like the music video to 30 Seconds to the Mars, The Kill, that's just they do The Shining.
Oh.
Jared Leto's brother is in that. He's in that music video because he's in the band, so he had to be. They made him.
Makes sense.
I think he's the drummer. Yeah, he's the drummer.
So in the mid-credit scene, we see cops are trying to go to arrest Julian.
I'm rubbing my hands together maniacally right now.
Go to arrest Julian Dillinger, who gets a message that says it's from Sark. And he's like, okay, cool. Whatever. And he goes and he turns on the thing and he digitizes himself into the grid, where he does not spawn into the grid unconscious. So I don't know what the fuck's going on with Eve. Maybe it's because she was captured as like a prisoner.
Yeah, maybe.
But then a thing pops up with a data disk in it, and it's an old school data disk, like from the first Tron.
It's the old Frisbee.
And he goes up and he grabs it and he screams and he gets a big dumb Sark helmet.
He gets sarked.
He gets sarked. As you said to me as we were walking out, he got sarked off.
He got sarked off?
He got sarked off, dude. And that's the movie. That's Tron Ares. We did it. We've watched all the Trons. We did everything we could. We've done our time.
We didn't watch the show.
There is no show. There is no show in Ba Sing Se.
Maybe one day we'll watch the show.
Maybe one day we'll watch the show. But not today.
No, we didn't do it now. Yeah, this movie was fine.
Yeah.
This movie was it's nothing worth getting upset about. I don't know if people are getting upset about it. I think mostly people are just kind of baffled by the fact that we got another Tron.
That's fair. Yeah.
The sad thing about it that we've learned on this journey is that we like Tron.
It's pretty decent.
Tron's cool.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not the greatest thing in the world.
No,
but
you will never see me fighting on this hill and being like, "Oh my god, Tron is so underrated" or whatever.
You know what you're not going to catch me saying?
Yeah.
You're not going to catch me saying they need to make a sequel to Tron Ares.
No.
They don't need to.
No.
I'm not fighting that.
But if they do, I'd see it.
Probably. Who's gonna do the music for the next one, you think? Because now we've established we have to have a really good band to do the music for every single one. Except for the first one. We don't count that.
Taylor Swift.
Okay, no notes.
And it's called Tron Ophelia.
Just moving on. I don't even understand that joke.
Her newest album, the title track is The Life of Ophelia or something.
I didn't ask to understand that joke.
There's also a song on that album that's literally just about Travis Kelce's penis. It's called Wood.
His penis.
It's called Wood. It's
Wood?
not subtle.
Wood, his penis.
W-O-O-D.
Travis Kelce's penis.
Yeah.
Travis Kelce.
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe he'll sing that song next time he yells at his coach. Andy Reid.
Be like, my girlfriend, the biggest recording artist in the world, wrote a song about my penis. You can't
My
yell at
penis.
me.
My penis. All right. Well, if you want to know more about Travis Kelsey's penis, no, just kidding. We have to give ratings to this thing. What do you?
Right.
How you feeling about that?
I think I'm like almost exactly in the same boat as I was with Tron and Tron Legacy. I think that these are all equivalently good. I think that I would give this a 4 out of 5 on Letterboxd. It's probably what I'm going to give it as soon as I'm done here.
Interesting.
There are aspects of this that I think are better than the previous ones. I think that the plot of this is way more easily followed because it's literally just we got to get the thing, we got to get the MacGuffin. That's easier to understand for me than all of the nonsense that was going on in Legacy. That was like at a certain point they just had to hand wave it and say digital jazz, man. You know, like this is easier to follow. I also think this might be blasphemy. I think I like the Nine Inch Nails soundtrack better than the Daft Punk one, but it's also possibly because I saw this in theaters and I saw the Daft Punk one on a TV on Disney Plus. So that's, I'm sure, not helping them.
Listen, we discussed it in our Legacy episode, and we've discussed it with friends in person. Many people absolutely love the Daft Punk album.
It's good.
I love the Daft Punk album. I think the soundtrack that Daft Punk did works better in the movie than the Nine Inch Nails one does, but I do believe that this soundtrack will do better when I'm listening to it in the car.
Okay. Yeah,
You know what I mean?
I think I could agree with that. Yeah.
Um,
I think that those things are better. There was like one other thing that I thought was better. Oh, I like the visuals of this. I think were surprisingly good. When the movie started, I was like, them coming into the real world. I don't think that's going to be as cool as going into the fun fantasy digital world. But we kind of got both, and we finally
I wasn't paying attention to any promotional stuff for this, so
Yeah.
I didn't really expect us to go to the grid, let alone 3 grids.
True.
So
I think it's cool that this is sort of the first one where we got a plot that mattered, like the people in the real world mattered, other than the one that went into the grid.
yeah,
And I think that's kind of cool that we finally had like a story that mattered in both worlds instead of like,
mm-hmm.
I don't know. I do think I'm giving this the same score as the previous movies. I think as a whole, I think that this is possibly technically the better movie.
Oh, of the 3?
Yeah. Yeah, because I think the plot is more concise and understandable. I think all of the other previous ones, I think if you just like stuck a person in front of it, they'd be like, "What's going on? I don't know." In this one, there's a little bit of that, but for the most part, it's literally just like, "I need the thing so that I don't die. Here's a ticking clock." Blah, blah. Like it's very easy to understand what's happening, and I think that that's a positive for it.
I think so. Just to kind of recap, I gave Tron a 3 stars.
Oh, okay.
Because that one,
which one
3
did I
stars.
Give it a 4? Did I give it a 4?
We both gave 4s to Legacy.
Okay.
3 stars is like flawed, but good, charming, interesting. Like 3 stars is not a damnation. It's not high praise, but it's more than 50%. It's like if you need a D to pass this class, that's the 3 stars is 60%. You know what I mean? I gave Legacy 4 stars because I vibe with that one. This one, my knee jerk is to give this one 3 as well, which is, the same score I gave Tron, which I am on record saying I like.
Yeah.
I don't. It might be warranted bumping up to the 3.5. I have it. I rank every movie of the year that I see, 2025, and I was kind of like putting this before I gave it an official like rating. I was like sliding it up, like seeing where it fits, because that sometimes helps me to decide, like, oh yeah, this definitely is a 4 star. It's literally in between the first 3 star and the last 3.5 star, so I don't really know which side of the fence to have it fall on. I think I'm gonna stick with my guns and say it's 3 stars for now. But again, we saw it today.
Yeah.
next Monday I'm thinking about it and I'm like, no, it's a 3.5. Then I will bump it up because I'm a human and I'm allowed to do that.
No, you must make a decision and stick by it forever.
Then, you're not even wrong because this is the episode we're putting out, so it's not like
but like
this podcast won't have DLC. And then Skylar changed his mind.
But like also, our fan base is not gonna come into a comment section 5 years from now and be like, I can't believe you gave it a 3, you son of a bitch. I deserved a 4, and you're like, well, I moved it to a 3.5. Like that won't make like that half a point that you're considering is not going to change anyone's mind one way or the other.
I moved it down to a 2.5. Fuck you. I'm going to give it a 3 for now. That's my and you know what? If we play by our replay law, that averages to a 3.5.
Sounds perfect. Well, if you want to tell us actually this movie's trash and you guys should feel bad for having kind of liked it, you can tell us all about that in the most angry, all caps way possible in the comments on YouTube and Spotify. You can follow the show on Twitter at rsr_pod. You can follow me on Twitter and Blue Sky at Daniel J. McGee.
You can follow me on Blue Sky at Skylar8bit.
And until next time, everybody, I forgot what we said at the end of these.
I think it was we fight for the users. But in honor of the bit coming back, I'm just going to say yes.
Yes. Okay, bye, guys.
The game's just starting, the world's so bright. Jump right in, everything feels right. Let's play, take a trip back.